So in the previous class, we saw how fertilization was taking place, right? We
Yes,
saw
ma'am.
where it takes place and everything related, right? Now we have also discussed one more thing, which was the structure that was associated with, as far as the fertilization is concerned. Wait, I have to add that picture. So did you have any doubts? Like apart from all of the topics that we have discussed, in
No,
any topic,
ma'am.
any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Have you started to learn this chapter?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Now see, this is how the structure looks like, wherein the fetus is being formed. The structure that you see right here, this is the placenta.
Yes, ma'am.
And the part through which it is connected to the fetus is called as the umbilical cord. And this right here is the fetus. Now moving forward, we were discussing about this whole entire thing, wherein we saw that the embryo gets the nourishment from the mother's blood with the help of a special tissue that we call as the placenta, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
you can also call it as the temporary endocrine gland. Meaning this placenta, apart from, being such a, you can say, important unit of reproduction, it also secretes a lot of hormones to support the pregnancy. So that is why it is also a temporary endocrine gland. Why? Because after the birth of the baby, the placenta is also taken out of the body. It is expelled out of the body. So that is why temporary. Now this is a disc which is embedded in the uterine wall. It contains villi on the embryo side of the tissue, and on the mother's side are the blood spaces which surround the villi. Villi are finger-like projections that are
Yes,
there,
ma'am.
right? How we have studied finger-like projections like this. So towards the fetus side, like to form the connection, it has the finger-like projections called as the villi, whereas towards the mother side, it has the whole entire blood spaces and everything. Now, because of the presence of villi, there is obviously a large surface area for glucose and oxygen to pass from the mother to the embryo, right? The developing embryo will also generate waste substances which can be removed by transferring them into the mother's blood through the placenta. Now, since the fetus is inside the mother's body, all the things, like all the life processes that are to be happening for the fetus, it will happen through the mother, or else it won't happen. So the
Yes,
development
ma'am.
of the child inside the mother's body, it takes approximately 9 months, right? Like how I've discussed it yesterday. And what did I call it? What is this process called?
Yes. I don't even.
This time period is called as gestation period. Remember?
Yes, station. Yes, ma'am.
It's called as gestation period. And how would you describe what a gestation period is? You would say that it is the time period for which the pregnancy lasts. Okay, so it is the time period for which the pregnancy is going to last. Now further, the child is born as a result of the rhythmic contraction of the muscles in the uterus. Now see, when does this happen? Remember I told you yesterday? When the 9 months,
Is it about to finish, ma'am?
when the 9 months are completed, and the fetus, when the 9 month is completed, and then the fetus is fully formed. It is fully developed. Then what will happen? The child is born as a rhythmic contraction of the muscles in the uterus, right? And this is what we term as the birth. Now, remember that, like I told you, like every single month, the egg is, you can say, made, right? And it descends into the fallopian tube or into the oviducts. Now, every single month, the egg that comes into the oviduct, it would be there and it would wait for the sperm to come and fertilize. Now, during that time, the uterus also prepares itself every single month because it is thinking that, okay, now the fertilized egg will get embedded into me, right? So that is how it becomes thick, the lining becomes thick and spongy with blood vessels. Okay, a lot of blood vessels, they come and they join to make the whole entire thick layer in the uterus. And this would be required for nourishing the embryo if the fertilization takes place. Okay, so if the fertilization takes place, the whole entire thing has to be ready. But
Yes,
when the lining is not needed any longer, why? Because if the sperm is not there, so there's no one to fertilize the egg. So
yes,
now the lining would slowly break down and come out through the vagina as blood and mucus. All those blood thickenings and everything that happened in the uterus, it would come out. So this it is like a cyclic process that takes place roughly every month, and we call it as the menstruation. It lasts for about 2 to 8 days. It varies from female to female, but that is how it happens. Again,
yes,
once the whole entire 8 days are completed, then again the uterus will become thick and spongy again, ready for the next event or the next cycle.
yes,
When it will not happen, then again it will be shed down. Is it clear?
yes,
All. Now, furthermore, we have to talk about the reproductive health. Now, when we talk about the reproductive health, so it is basically all the things that are important as far as the reproduction topic is concerned, whether it is the protection of oneself, whether it is the talk about the sexual transmission of diseases and everything, all of that would come under this particular topic. So the process of sexual maturation is gradual and it takes place while general body growth is still going on, right? Because puberty begins at 12 or 13 years of age. So from that time, the person is ready sexually or in terms of reproduction, the child starts to get ready. Therefore, some degree of sexual maturation does not necessarily mean that the mind is ready for the sexual act or for bringing up the children. Obviously, 13-year-olds, they are young ones, right? How would they bring up children? But their bodies are ready. Obviously, biologically, they are ready, but their minds are not ready for that. So, all of us are under many different kinds of pressures about these issues. So there can be pressures from our friends or to participate in many activities, peer pressure that we call. There can be pressures from the family to get married and start having children. And there can even be pressure for the government, like from the government agencies to avoid having children. So the choice becomes really difficult in that, right? So when we talk about reproductive health, in terms of being healthy, a person must be healthy in all the aspects. What are the different aspects? Like, for example, a person must be healthy in terms of emotional aspect, physical aspect, right? And then mental aspect also. So because of all of that, there comes this big topic that is reproductive health. Is it clear?
yes,
Apart from that, at this point of time, it is very important to understand how sexually transmitted diseases are there. that comes along, or that are a very negative side of the sexual act that happens. So there are
Yes,
many
ma'am.
sexually transmitted diseases that can be life threatening as well, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am, like
all of that
AIDS.
we will be discussing, but first you
Yes,
note
ma'am.
down till here, then we'll move forward.
Ma'am, it's too much.
What?
Ma'am, I was saying that is too much.
हाँ, अभी तो there's a lot more left.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Done.
Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts up until now, whatever
No,
you've written?
ma'am. No, ma'am. I will drink water and come.
Yes?
Ma'am, I will drink water and come.
I can't hear you, dear.
Ma'am, I will drink water and come.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
All right. Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
No doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now see, this was all there is to know about the reproductive health. Now, what is so important in it that we are studying it? Right? Why we could have skipped it also. Can you tell me what importance did you feel like there is when we talk about this particular chapter or any topic
Mm,
like this particular reproductive health topic?
Ma'am, it is important because the upcoming generation should be healthy.
The upcoming generation should be healthy, also to spread awareness because
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, to so that no one would do anything that is wrong or unhealthy, right? So to spread awareness, the thing is there. Now moving forward, talking about the rest of the things. Now see, when we talk about the reproductive health, there are two things that are very important to understand. The first thing is that apart from, you can say, giving rise to the next generation, the reproduction process is also very much associated with the risk of the health that it comes along, right? So one such thing is the sexually transmitted diseases. Now these are the diseases that are contracted or they are transmitted through the sexual contact. Now these diseases can be because of a bacteria, it can be because of a, like, if it is a bacterial infection, so the name of the diseases are gonorrhea and syphilis. And it could also be viral. Viral means because of the viruses, right? So it would be warts, and most deadliest is the HIV/AIDS, right? Now, when we talk about these diseases, now these are the diseases that are associated with the reproductive parts and everything of that. Do you know what is the full form of HIV?
No, ma'am.
Now see, the disease, the viral, like the disease name is AIDS, right? AIDS. Now this has a full form which stands for acquired. A stands for acquired. I stands for immuno. Okay, acquired immuno. D stands for deficiency. And the S stands for syndrome. Okay, so acquired immunodeficiency syndrome is the full form of AIDS. And it is caused by the HIV virus, right? Or it is caused by
Yes,
the
ma'am.
HIV. And what does it stands for? The HIV also has a full form. So which stands for human immunovirus. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this disease is a viral disease or a disease that is happening because of a virus. Now
Yes,
when we talk
ma'am.
about the, yes?
What are the symptoms of this?
Hmm. So when we talk about this particular disease, first of all, it is the deadliest disease. Now, why are we calling it as the deadliest? As it has no cure.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
medicine is there, no injection, nothing is there in, like you can say, available in the healthcare for the cure of the AIDS. There's nothing. So once a person has AIDS, there's no chance of going back. So there is no cure for it. Understood? Now
Yes,
talking about
ma'am.
the symptoms. Just briefly, you don't have to discuss it. So So talking about the symptoms of this particular disease, it first of all, high fever. Okay, high fever. Then,
Ma'am, always you will be having high fever.
hmm,
Ma'am, always you will be having high fever.
all
Always if we will be having high fever.
Hmm. Always, yeah, mostly. Because do you know why fever happens in our body?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, when when pathogens enter our body, the
Hmm.
white blood cells fight with them, so the body gets heat up.
Yeah, exactly. So during this time, what is happening is that the whole entire body is fighting with the virus. Thereby, the sustained high fever is there. And during this particular disease, the immune system gets severely compromised. What is the meaning of that? It means that if the pathogen enters in the body, now it is going to attack the immune system, which will make us like which will make the patient so compromised in terms of the immune system that they will not be able to fight any diseases. So apart from having AIDS, they'll also get several other diseases also because their immune system is compromised.
Yes,
Understood?
ma'am.
So that is the case. Now furthermore, talking about how can a person prevent themselves from the sexually transmitted diseases, the first thing is that the person must not engage themselves in having multiple sexual partners. Right? That is the key to be protected from the sexually transmitted disease. Now, the second thing that comes along in the reproductive health is the prevention of pregnancy. The whole entire phenomena of preventing pregnancy is called as contraception, meaning these
Yes,
are the ways that a couple could employ so as to avoid the pregnancy. So the
yes,
pregnancy, meaning the fertilization of the egg and the sperm, that can be prevented by three main methods. What are those methods? They are barrier methods. Okay, first methods are called as the barrier method. Then there's the chemical methods. And the last one are the surgical method, which is also called as the permanent. So when we
yes,
talk about the barrier, what is a barrier? It's like a physical thing that is stopping anything from meeting each other. That's what a barrier means. So when
yes,
we talk
ma'am.
about the barrier method, so it consists of using condoms, diaphragm, cervical caps, and copper T. Copper T.
Ma'am, diaphragm is present in the below the lungs, right?
Yeah, that is a part of the body as well, but this diaphragm is not that. That diaphragm is found underneath the lungs for respiration process, but this one that we are talking about, it is not for the purpose of respiration. It is like a barrier method, meaning it will not allow the sperms to reach the vaginal passage. So it's like
Yes,
a
sir.
covering that is worn by the female. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
This copper T is not a barrier method. Understood? It's written in this picture, but copper T, it is an intrauterine device. This is an intrauterine device. It sort of looks like this. Has the image like, okay? And this thing is kept, or it is like put into the uterus of the female. And what will it do? It will like, it's like present in the uterus. So whenever the sperms would come, it will kill the sperms. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
as to prevent the pregnancy. The second is chemical method. Chemical means using certain drugs such as oral pills, right? The medicines are taken, vaginal pills are taken so as to, and what they do is that they increase the hormone or decrease the hormones in the body of the female,
Yes,
thereby
ma'am.
preventing the fertilization from taking place. And the
Yes.
last one is the surgical method, that is basically the permanent method. It is the permanent method of contraception when the couple has decided to not have kids at all, no matter what. So in that case, they would go for the terminal method of contraception, which is surgical method, and it is basically cutting and tying you can say a small part of the vas deferens. So in the case of males, the vas deferens is cut and then tied up. That is called as vasectomy. And in the case of female, the fallopian tube is cut and tied up, and that is called as tubectomy. So now the gametes will not meet each other, thereby the pregnancy will not take place. So this
Yes,
one
ma'am.
is a terminal method. It is the permanent method of contraception, and it is irreversible.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Rest all the methods are reversible. Like whenever the couple would want to have the kid or want to get pregnant, so they can stop these methods and they will get pregnant. But if there's a couple that wants to, go back to the normal state after having a surgical procedure like vasectomy and tubectomy done, it is not reversible. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So contraceptions like the barrier and the chemical method
Ma'am, is
are
chemical method legal?
hmm,
Ma'am, is the chemical method legal?
legal. Yeah, all of
Yes,
these are
ma'am.
legal. None of it is illegal.
Okay.
So contraceptions like the barrier and the chemical methods, these are reversible, right? Whereas the surgical method are irreversible. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Now, after all of this, the next thing we'll talk about is medical termination of pregnancy. This is also called as abortion. So we will talk about this. Okay. But first, you note down any doubts up until now.
No, ma'am.
So once you're done writing till HIV/AIDS, then don't write the prevention. Instead, write this part. Okay. So once you're
Okay,
done till
ma'am.
there, you tell me. I'll scroll to that side.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Doctor. Ma'am, I have a doubt. Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes,
Ma'am, if a person is suffering with HIV, will the person will be able to survive or he will die?
you will die.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Done.
See, there are medicines available in the like healthcare that will help to relieve the symptoms and all of that, but there is no such medicine to cure it. So ultimately, the
Okay.
person.
Yes, ma'am. Done. Ma'am, now we need to add copper tea, right?
You don't have to write.
Okay. Ma'am, I have done the surgical methods. Ma'am, should I write the about copper tea?
Yes, yes, you're right. This is the right thing about.
Okay.